all she would like to know that the person's in there. Once they've been approved, that's all she needs. So it real well in that one park with the formula and the way the paperwork goes.
What about the going back to the issue of the park? Did you say before that the park had a little bit of resistance wanting you to invest in there without Kathy's sort of approval, or without her saying how well you're doing over at her park? Was there a newbie? Was there an issue with newbie management allowing you to invest there before you got this referral?
Well, I think what I was doing is I may have not spoke correctly here. When I went to other parks that were owned by other people, not involved with newbie management, that's where the new idea comes to them, and they don't necessarily want to do that. They don't see the benefit in it yet. Whereas newbie actually sees the benefit, because we're the ones that are putting up all the money for the repair. We don't get a dime out of it until they get a dime out of it. And so we front the labor, we front the repair, and the other people just wonder, it's too good to be true, what's happening with it. So right now we have enough properties that we can deal with the newbie management, managed parks. We're going to ride that horse for a while and see if we can continue to do well with that.
So that's the model that you would like to keep duplicating, where you put up the effort, you put up the marketing, you put up the material, and then the park would put up the home?
At this point, I say yes, only because, as you and I have talked before, I really am not comfortable with family parks down here, from what I've seen. And the family parks that I'm comfortable with, the investment in there is probably going to be $20,000 or $30,000, which is a little bit more than I want to deal with. So I'm comfortable now with the 55 plus. Actually, one of the things that's happened is I did put a home out originally on Mobile Home Village. You had posted on Facebook that people do anything like that. I probably have 50 leads on Mobile Home Village, from Mobile Home Village. Of the 50 leads that I have, I'd only consider 4 or 5 of them maybe hot leads for buying.
For buying.
Probably about 20 of them for seasonal rentals. And what has been happening down here is if we can get it ready for seasonal rental, we can get that booked ahead of time, know that we have some money coming in, and then part of the lease agreement is that they allow us to show the home to the people that are here that now want to buy.
Yes.
So, and that's like the home that we just settled on yesterday. That's exactly what happened to that. It was one, we finished it. They moved down here a week later for the season. We got $3,000 out of that. They just left the end of the end of April, but they had paid through May, which is really nice, and sold it, and we had no downtime on it. But even if we did, we weren't liable for the lot rent. They're not charging us lot rent. They're not charging us anything on those particular homes that we did. So
great job using the tools at our disposal, online and offline, to go ahead and line up and find buyers. Can you talk a little bit about how you found the past 6 or 7 deals that you've already done?
How I found them what now?
How you're finding those homes to invest in, and how much on average you're purchasing them for?
Well, I haven't paid a dime for the last 5. One of the questions you posed on Yahoo was, what's my worst deal? My worst deal is the worst nightmare you can have here. I have one that I actually was given a year ago when I first started this, and actually probably 2 weeks before I found Mobile Home Formula. And I've been working on that puppy for a year. And now I am in the lot rent there, and it's getting to be a problem. I need to get out of that and get my efforts there. But I I can make money over here, get cash money on one side, work over there. That means I leave the bad one. And my wife's on me about getting rid of the bad one so I can work over here. So I go back and forth, and I haven't paid anything for them, and and I think there's plenty out here that I won't pay anything for. Our payment, if you will, is the materials that we end up putting in the mobile homes. We have 2 storage units, which are mobile homes in a park that the people can't do anything with, that we don't pay anything for, and we have cabinets in there. We have ranges, refrigerators. You know, two of us are Craigslist addicts, particularly when it's free. We go all over the place, put stuff up. Uh, uh, so this is why or how we can keep our costs down. We figure $1,500. The most we'll probably put in anything is $2,000 if we have to do something to the roof, like we did on that the one that I put on Facebook, where we actually sealed the shingles,
Yes.
and then it with the elastomeric roof paint. That's a maximum 2,000. That's our working scenario right now.
Okay. Well, a year and a half into this, what advice could you give to somebody that is looking at mobile homes and is on the fence one way or another to start investing?
I would say the way I've done it, or the way I've kind of moved into it. I wanted to really go the way that the mobile home formula sets out, exactly the way you set it out, looking at something, not a lot of repairs for it, try to turn it over, stay in a family park. From reading everything with the Facebook and connecting with all those people and talking and going back and forth, I think that's still the way to go in most markets. And I wish I could go that way myself. But I think at this point in time, the way I've gotten my market established and the way I've gotten my scenarios established, I'm comfortable with that, and I can do that. Most people, it appears, aren't really that comfortable with repairs and doing everything, hiring people to, or they have to hire people to do things. We can do most of it ourselves. But as far as the whole mobile home formula and somebody else new getting into it, I say stick with what you're telling them to do and showing them, and you know, get on that Facebook and just watch the interaction and communication for people that post things out there. I think it's a fabulous way to go. You know, I've convinced one of my partners; he really loved it. It's you know, he gets the information from me, and he'd never done anything like that. He was just a home repairman, and he was very willing to contribute his labor and everything else doing that when we sat down and laid out what the possibilities are.
Oh, great. Great. Paul, thank you so much for being on here and talking about this for the past 10 minutes or so. I know a lot of people have gained a lot of value. And just hearing someone else that's actually doing this and in the field. So thank you very much.
Yep, not a problem, John.
All right.